Hello, 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 brothers and sisters. I'm very, very happy to welcome you to a new edition of our show titled Speak of Africa. In fact, we have so many stories for you today, so many stories. A whole lot of news is breaking out in Africa, and we're here to bring you all the sweet stuff, all the nice stuff, even what some people don't like you to see. As we've told you in the past, we are your voice, we are your spokesperson. And we just want to make sure that we deserve to be a spokesperson. But a lot of forces are making it difficult for us to accomplish our mission. They try to censor us, then they try to even flag some of the videos that we have because they don't want you to see this message. But we've told you before that we started this show because we wanted to give you a voice. We wanted to do the same thing that Beshi Benyamed, the guy who started Jeune Afrique, did 60 years ago. On the 17th of October 2020, Jeune Afrique became 60 years old. So they had a mission to tell the story of young Africa. Similarly, Speak of Africa has continued in that tradition. We want to share information with the world. We want to present a platform where the world can understand what Africans think, where the world can understand the African condition. So that's our mission. Every week, we try to tell you what is happening. Interestingly, most of the people who watch this show don't even know that you provide us 80% of the content we air on this show. We do the research, then we select the stories we're going to tell each week. So we want you to continue to do this, and we'll ask you to continue to tell your friends to subscribe to this show. Tell all of them. Subscribe to the show on YouTube, go on other social media, and share our videos with your friends and family members. That's the only way we can bypass the censorship of most of these channels, okay? So do that religiously because that's the only way you can keep us on the air so we can keep sharing your stories. Now, most of the stories you have are seen and heard by the powers that be. France is hearing your message. Britain is hearing a message. Russia is hearing a message. America is hearing a message. All over the world, your message is heard clearly, okay? And we'll continue to do this. We'll keep taking your message everywhere. So trust us. We'll continue doing this. For the week of today, we're going to start with Ambazonia. As I say, there are so many stories breaking out in Ambazonia. The stories that are happening today, our youth, the African youth, has changed. This is the never generation. Unlike their forefathers, the youth of today do not want to sit idly and watch dictators take their rights for granted, kill them for no good reason. The people now are deciding now to fight back. So that's the experience we're having now with the never generation, the youth of today. So it's like they are telling us there is an African spring, and the youth of today are the cause of this spring because you look at like some of the stuff we're going to share with you today. You go to Nigeria, there are protests everywhere. You've heard of SARS, Special Anti-Robbery Squad. This is a body of the police that was supposed to protect the people. Interestingly, instead of protecting the people, instead these police people are the ones stealing from the people, killing the people, and beating them up. When you see this, it's not fun. We can even show you a video that we shot today at the Nigerian embassy in Washington, D.C. There are protests everywhere. You see the people talking about police brutality. Police brutality is not only limited to the United States of America, my friends. You have police brutality in Africa. You have countries that claim to be democracies, but they treat their citizens like garbage. They kill you in cold blood, and we have so many stories to share with you. Let's look at Nigeria, for example, which is also one of the countries we're going to talk about today. We have like some of the guys who have really suffered police brutality. In fact, SARS, the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, it was formed to help the people, protect them against robbers, criminals, and some of those bad elements. But instead of doing this job, these people have become highway bandits. They steal from the people, and there are so many stories we've been told which we can bring to you on this show today in Nigeria. Because if you look at Nigeria today, everywhere there are protests, everywhere. Women are involved. Even Pastor Adeboye, one of the popular pastors of Redeemer's Church, which is worldwide, he is also involved in the protests. You can see him everywhere. So many, in fact, this week we've just been receiving so many pictures and videos because of these protests in Nigeria. There are just so many. So if we don't even show you a video, please don't blame us, because we receive so many videos on the protests in Nigeria today. But there are some stories that we really want to share with you. One, there's a story of a young man who just got married, and the police shot him. He had to really lose a leg. When you look at this, it's really sad. This guy too now is defiant. He came out to protest so that he can tell his story. And when we listen to his story, it was very, very sad. So we want you to take a look at the video and let's see what this young man went through, so he can even tell the story himself. Take a minute and watch this.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Police shot me! Police shot me! Police shot me! Oh my God! Justice forgive me! Justice forgive me! Oh God! Oh God! The pictures! Oh! Justice forgive me! Justice forgive me! Justice forgive me!
Okay, thank you. Then we have another story of a family. This family is a Christian family. They were returning from church service. The police stopped them. And what happened? They asked for money. The police is supposed to protect these people, but they asked the family for money. They didn't have money. They told the police, we're just coming from church. So the police told them, okay, then get into your car. As they were getting to their car, the police just opened fire, started shooting them. They killed the guy's wife in cold blood. They shot the lady, the bullet entered one side of the head and came out of the other side of the head. So it was so barbaric. We're just telling you what the guy told us. It was so sad. The kids were in the car. They were just traumatized to experience this. They were the ones who really told their father that mommy is dead, mommy is dead. The guy was also shot. He could just see blood flowing all over his chin. So this is what police are supposed to do, right?
I don't have any money with me. We are going home. I'm going home with my family, my wife. So one of them now asked us to go. So as soon as me and my wife entered the Keke tricycle, about to start the engine, I now had a gunshot twice. So I thought that I was the only one the bullet made. Bullet now cut my right arm and pieces my lower jaw here. Then I now came down holding my jaw with the blood gushing out. That was when I heard my children shouting, "Mommy is dying, Mommy is dying." And as soon as I heard that, I now went back to inside the keke. I saw my wife, my baby falling down. And when I heard my wife, I discovered that the bullets pierced my wife from the right side of the brain and came out of the left side of the brain. So my wife died instantly.
The police are supposed to protect people like this, but because of money, the police killed this lady and traumatized her family and then shot the husband. So this is really sad. Then we'll have another story just to show you how these police are really bandits. They took a guy who did not have money. They told him, "Now you have to show us your phone." They look at the guy's phone. Then they realize that this guy has relatives abroad. So they told him, if you don't tell your relative abroad that they should send you $50 to put in your phone and get money from this ATM, we're going to kill you right now. The guy called a relative he had abroad to send him money so that he could give it to the police. So this is what is really creating the anger you see in the streets right now. Look at channel television in Nigeria. The stories are everywhere. Everywhere you go, even the regional minister in Canada, Modu, he says he has also been a victim of police brutality. So it's like a common tale. But today, the people are rising. As we tell you, the African people don't want to accept police brutality anymore. So the dictators need to watch out. If they have been tolerating police brutality, the people have had enough.
Have you heard the latest healthcare news? There's been a medical programming breakthrough. Let's go to Ali and Ron for more.
Thanks, Seb. A Good Samaritan is offering Alexia HTC a new EMR EHR to doctors for free. Certainly, this free offer will shake things up in the medical software industry. Alexia HTC is a David pitting itself against the Goliaths, Epic, Cerner, and Meditech, which are old and cost too much money. What happens if you figure out how to build a new EMR EHR on the web for pennies on the dollar? You give it away to the suffering physicians for free.
Want to learn more about how these two powerhouse solutions will help you win more business? Schedule a demo below. In just minutes, Alexia HTC can help you access a patient record, enter an order, write a note, prescribe a medication, generate a charge, and create a super bill. Plus, Alexia Care Corporation, the vendor of the new web application, offers full customer service and training support free of charge. Who can beat that?
So from Nigeria now, we're going to move to Ambazonia. We have so many stories breaking out in Ambazonia today, and we know you like to hear all these nice stories. The major story of Ambazonia this week is the assassination of General Ayeke. On social media, from the channels of La Republique du Cameroun. So we don't really want to dwell a whole lot. We're never really happy when somebody dies. What La Republique is not telling you is, before they could kill General Ayeke, they lost over 3 soldiers. And they have not shown you any pictures of the soldiers. Even though they are parading Ayeke's pictures everywhere, they've not shown you pictures of the soldiers. So we're not happy whenever people die. War is not good. We wish this war should come to an end, but it is there. But when we look at the Ambazonia story, we want you to see this in the context of good guys and bad guys. In Ambazonia, we have a dichotomy: freedom fighters, then we also have merchants of Venice. On the one hand, we have guys like Field Marshal of Ambazonia, who are good guys. They are fighting for the freedom of Ambazonia. But on the other hand, we have soldiers of fortune, or what I call merchants of Venice, merchants of death. These are people who are profiting from the war effort. War is not good, but some people love war because they use it as a way to make money. And that's what really is happening in this case. A lot of the people who are involved in this struggle are making money out of it. They are making money out of the blood of innocent people, which is why we are not really happy with the parading of General Ayeke's corpse all over the place. We know initially he was a tool of La République. Paul Tasson, a native son of Lebialem, was using him as a way to weaken the Field Marshal of Lebialem. When all the tricks in the book did not work, Ayeke now decided to change from a villain to a good guy. In my days of studies in the university, I read a whole lot of Shakespearean plays. We always have the good guy and the bad guy. When they talk of a villain, this is a guy like Iago, okay? Iago, Shakespeare's Iago. So you have such bad guys who always do the bad thing. So Ayeke was trying to turn from being a bad guy to being a freedom fighter. He wanted to change. Unfortunately, his masters did not like this. After they saw the pictures of the celebration of the restoration of independence of Ambazonia on October 1st, they decided to get rid of him. And that's really what happened. They set the trap and he fell into it because he was always communicating with these guys. In fact, some of you have sent us audio tapes showing Ayeke talking to district officers, sous-prefets and prefets, as they call them, and even Paul Tasson, okay? Asking for money, receiving money, and saying thank you. So he was really dealing with these people. Now, when he decided to change, they decided that, okay, they'll sacrifice him. And this is what really happened. But you can see that the people of Ambazonia are not really happy with what has happened, and they are taking steps. For one, you can see them burning the Gendarmerie building. Take a look at the picture. They are burning the Gendarmerie building. They're burning this building, and they are looting, taking things out of it, because they see this building as a symbol of oppression. The Gendarmerie building is an edifice that represents torture, dictatorship. So that's what they are doing. And you can also see some of the restoration forces in Fako. They are also making their voices heard. Look at a video of a young man also talking about this problem.
Today, on 14th of October 2020, with the send this information may reach the world, may reach the international community, may reach Africa United, African Union, may reach la Republique du Cameroun. The terrorist force for Bimbo Ndopobia, say we, the Ambassador Defense Force for Fako, say this war will change this war for another dimension. If the members say don't kill General Arike, say this war don't end, this war start. This war don't start. Them don't define we don't have a lie low. Now we don't hook up or fight them. Soldier go, soldier come, barrack will still remain. We not gonna ever drop down our arms until Ambazonian is fully restored. They don't kill our sons and daughters, rape our sisters at the university for Boya. That is why we carry arms today for fight for our freedom, for fight for the independence of Southern Cameroon. We the one tell you now, we go fight this fight till the last day, we go fight this fight till the last man stand. Soldier go, soldier go come, barrack go remain. We stand prepared for fight Republic, and we now go come and find them. We the come for now the war change, and they make this video today, the 14th of October 2020. Say Ekele una stand fine. Una stand fine, I think don't go so that war never end. The war don't start. Amba no go finish. Ambazonian no go finish. We the fighters they no go finish. Some the go, some the come. Soldier go, soldier come, barracks remain. No matter how much of you run speed to TV, you know we kill Jambu the watch am. Republic, una stand more with the camp owner. Long live the Federal Republic of Amazonian. Short live the struggle. This na captain from the AGF Defense Force for Fakoye. Na God get power and be man. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so this is what we're sharing with you about the Ambazonian struggle. Now, we're going to move now to La République du Cameroun.
Hey, yo, Shay, I thought you was going to take me to this place so I could get my taxes done. You know I'm trying to buy a new house. What's up?
Let's get it on. If you're searching for a house, call up my man Prince Ojong, the best in real estate. Take it from your guy's shape. When I say his services are the best in the states where he's born, he even take care of your tax forms, fat refunds. So come, get your business done. Consultations, financial organization, fast processing, no waiting. This man is amazing. The Prince.
Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131.
In La République du Cameroun, the first story we want to break is the story of the deportation of asylum seekers from Texas. All these are people who were filing asylum based on the fact that they were running from persecution from La République du Cameroun. So they decided to deport them. Fortunately, some of them were pulled out of the list. One guy, I think Ndom, was able to go to Canada, but the rest were sent home. We really want to express our pity and sorrow for this event, and we feel sorry for them. We know there are two sides of the story. Some people like these asylum seekers, some people don't like them, but we are neutral because we're a news organization. We have to tell the story as objectively as possible. So we just tell them that don't feel bad that you've been sent to Cameroon. Do your best with your stay in that part of the world and all will be well, okay? Then of course, in La République du Cameroun, the UN has come in with some stories condemning dictatorship in this part of the world, especially the way they have put Professor Maurice Kamto under house arrest since September 22nd. Okay, they don't like this. In a democracy, this is not a good thing to do. So the UN has really condemned the Paul Biya government for this act, and they have been trying to argue that, okay, the Cameroon law justifies it. Then, of course, you can see stories of the schools, but the attendance is hampered because of insecurity. Take a look at what is happening in the north of Cameroon, especially around Maroua. The students cannot really attend school because of encroachment by the Boko Haram forces. Each time Boko Haram strikes, the students run away and they don't want to go back. As much as there's a military presence in this part of the country, we don't know when Boko Haram strikes, where is the military? That's the question most of the people are asking. When Boko Haram comes, are you sleeping? You have to stay awake. So that's it. Then, of course, we have a whole lot of protests also in La Republique du Cameroun. You could see pictures that were sent, the pictures were sent to us from Berlin, Germany, by some Cameroonians who are not really happy with what is going on in their country. You can see red ink or paint splattered on walls of the Cameroon embassy in Germany. The guys were just expressing their anger at their government because they don't like what is happening in the country. So we tell you, this is not really a good thing. So from La Republique du Cameroun now, we want to move to Guinea. Guinea is having elections. You keep asking us, who is Alfa Conde? Alfa Conde is the president who is running for a third term. Then the opposition leader is Mr. Diallo. Does Mr. Diallo really have a chance? We don't really think so, because Alfa Conde is really controlling the show. And of course, you guys are asking us, who is he? Well, Alfa Conde used to be a member of the opposition. He was an activist. Interestingly, when an activist gets into power, he changes the way he behaves. When he's an activist, he behaves like he's a good guy. But once he gets into power, power corrupts. So that's the sad part with this part of the world. Then from Guinea, we move now to Libya. There's a story in Libya. Oil now is being pumped again, in fact, from the biggest refinery in the country. But the backdrop story is the relationship between France and Libya. This week, there is news that former President Nicolas Sarkozy has been indicted for crimes. Al-Islam, Muammar Gaddafi, had exposed the corruption of Nicolas Sarkozy. Sarkozy obtained briefcases of money, oil money from Libya when he was running for re-election. The fact that he was the one who killed Gaddafi made his son to really expose all of this stuff. So the French courts are now looking at all these malfeasance, and they want Nicolas Sarkozy to pay for it. So from Libya, we move now to Mali. It looks like the military has been able to please the ECOWAS leaders. President Buhari is happy. So next, Goodluck Jonathan will have to inform Nana Akufo-Addo, the President of Ghana, who is really the head of ECOWAS this time. So they are really happy the way the military junta has played the game to behave as if there's a civilian government now in power. So that has worked, right? So from Mali, we're going to go now to South Africa. South Africa is really a situation where there's a conflict between white farmers and blacks. Blacks feel they own the country, but they are unhappy because and owns over 70% of the farms. So this cannot stand, according to the blacks. So there's an incident in which a white farmer was killed, and his killers are now being tried in a court. So many people clamored, and now there are so many people now you can find in this court building. The whites are on one side, the blacks are on the other side, with their leader, Julius Malema of EFF party. So this is really creating a whole lot of problems. We just hope the South Africans can try to sort this problem out. The government can try to help them. We just hope Cyril Ramaphosa, the president, can step in and do something about it. Then there's also the story of Rwanda. We've always thought Paul Kagame is a good guy, but this week we've really received so many stories talking about his involvement, his intimidation and killing of dissidents abroad, especially in Australia. And whenever you say anything against the genocide, it takes you as an enemy. So it looks like Rwandan spies are everywhere and they are tracking people. So the people are now scared. So from now, we'll go to Uganda. Uganda, too, is another country where Museveni sent his thugs to break into the campaign headquarters of Bobi Wine. This is not good. This is not good for a democracy. So we've really come to the end of our show. We just wanted to give you the highlights on most of the things that are happening in Africa this week. The youth are rising, so there's some form of African Spring. The people are rising against their dictators, and they will not stand for any more dictatorship. So this is really sad. We thank you for continuing to watch our show, and we encourage you to subscribe and share this show with a lot of your friends. Thank you very much.
I'm at Favor. It's an African store by the neighborhood here, Bassville, in back of Maryland's farm. It's been a wonderful year for the past 2 to 3 years we have in this African store here, and it's helping us, and actually it's a good place for us to come and give us support and do some shopping here. The prices are reasonable, and most of the stuff you can have is universal.
One thing I love about this store, they are very consistent and they treat the customers very, very well. You come here, you see everything that you will need for your house.
Express Driving School is the place for excitement of fast-track driver education, drug and alcohol testing, driver counseling, bilingual translation. For all your MVA needs, contact us. John F. Abbey, 6480 New Hampshire Avenue Suite 207B, Tacoma Park, Maryland 20912. Office phone 301-270-0018. Cell phone 240-644-3977. And you can reach us at our website, expressdrivingeducation.com. Medical practice software is too old. Indeed, all the programs are built on MUMPS, technology of the 1950s, and the programs cost too much money. Epic and Cerner cost billions of dollars. Meditech costs thousands of dollars too. In fact, that's why we created AlexiaHTC.com, a new and free EMR/EHR for doctors. AlexiaHTC.com is built for HIPAA. Yes, magical one-screen technology, ease of use, quick charting, amazing e-prescribing, tight labs integration, multi-office difference, because we believe doctors and patients need a break today. Be the first to test drive AlexiaHTC.com. You have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. Act now. Call 240-350-1131. Alexia Care Corporation at AlexiaHTC.com.
Unique Auto Repair. This is a brother from Ghana. His name is Emmanuel Ofori. He has a good business and he repairs cars. He repairs all types of cars. Mercedes, Toyota, Honda, you name it. The brother does it. He repairs everything. So even if you buy a car from the auction and you need to get it fixed, go to Emmanuel Ofori, Unique Auto Repair. He will repair this for you. It's very, very good. He has repaired my cars for me many times, and I love the service. And if you mention my name, Prince Ojong, he will give you even something also.
Selling a service or a product? Need buyers? Use the African Nation TV as a channel to reach many viewers. Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131. Act today.